But I'm just going to state a few pieces of wisdom that oftentimes I share in my classes and with my students. And I want you to just kind of think about your initial reaction to them. What's your gut feeling on them? What's been your experience with them? What are your beliefs surrounding these pieces of wisdom that to me are very precious and have caused me to pivot in faith and be able to realize, oh, there's a better way of doing things here. Some of it's wisdom that Milton Friedman oftentimes taught. All right, so here we go. So here's wisdom. There is a natural law of business that defines operation of a business. The law, as stated, is a venture becomes a business when your revenues exceed your expenses and a profit is achieved. So, hence, that's the definition of what a business is. A business owes its existence to profit. Businesses go out of existence when there is no profit or not enough profit. Even today, where we have a huge rise in nonprofit organizations, those organizations, in order for them to grow or to continue to exist, they have to turn a profit to remain in business and to fulfill their mission. Basically, we do some changes in names and semantics here. Is basically what the government does. So basically, they rename their profit. They call it savings for the future, or future budget funds, or surplus funds for reinvestment, whatever they want to label it. So they're essentially taking that money and they're investing it back in the organization so it can do what? Well, so it can better serve its clientele and the mission and further expand its reach. So any business organization, whether it's nonprofit or for profit, essentially has to do that. Otherwise, they won't be around for very long. All right, here's another piece of wisdom. Self-interest and morality can coexist in a business. Let me read that one more time. Self-interest and morality can coexist in a business. A lot of the argument today that we hear in the media and among people on social media is that if you're seeking your self-interest, you're selfish and you're making all that money in a greedy way. And of course, self-interest and morality can coexist in a business is something that's been proved for over thousands of years of human history. Tons of examples of very moral businessmen who have done great good in pursuing their own self-interest. All right, here's another piece of wisdom. Self-interest and selfishness can be two separate things, morally speaking. Self-interest can be a good thing as it motivates you to have a roof over your head and food in your stomach and provide for the needs and wants of your employees. On the other hand, selfishness is bad because it may motivate you to take away something that rightfully belongs to someone else, or to gain an unfair advantage over someone else by bending the law. So self-interest and selfishness can actually be two separate things, particularly in a moral sense.